Captain Paul from TSP. And the Dylan Mulvaney controversy regarding Bud Light has been spreading wildfire across the internet. It just hit my radar, and I see some of the stuff I think is a little bit amusing, but I saw everyone's favorite leftist outlet, TYT, cover it. Now, I haven't watched the video yet in full, but I like to try to come from a middle ground, see what each side has to say about this. I already know what the right has said. Let's see what TYT's take is on this, and if it's rational or if it's just kind of outright a little wacky. Let's get right into it.
I kept hearing about this thing called March Madness, and I thought we were all just having a hectic month, but it turns out it has something to do with sports. And I'm not sure exactly which sport, but either way, it's a cause to celebrate. This month, I celebrated my day 365 of womanhood, and Bud Light sent me possibly the best gift ever, a can with my face on it.
Dylan Mulvaney was...
Okay, so this is my take thus far. I don't care what people do in their own life. I don't, it's wasted energy. It really is. It's just wasted energy. This is an adult doing whatever they want to live their life as. I'm not going to waste my mental energy on it. Is it affecting me on the day-to-day? No. As long as you ain't pushing this stuff on me, I do not care. Do whatever you want to do. It's none of my fucking business.
Was celebrating the fact that Bud Light had sent a special beer can over to her. Of course, she's a TikTok star who has been basically documenting her transition. Now, of course, that simple video led to a little bit of a hissy fit on the right.
Well, there we go.
And
Shaming
I gotta
language.
say, some portions of that tantrum are amusing to watch, and we're gonna see what I'm talking about in just a moment. Now,
okay. So, Dylan Mulvaney apparently is a man that transitioned into a woman. This is the only pushback I'll have on the right with this. When it's kids, absolutely, I'm with you. I mean, even when it's early 18, 19, 20, like, you know, they're kind of, people are growing, expanding, exploring, experimenting, whatever. But when it's in a grown adult, I don't fucking care. That's a own functioning human being making these decisions in their life. And I'm not going to be upset for how they live their life because it doesn't really affect me in that way. And that's what I've noticed with a lot of these echo chambers from both sides is they get so toxic and over concerned about what the other side is doing. And to me, I just see this as an adult living their fucking life. I don't give a shit.
a little more context into what Budweiser was doing here. So Mulvaney, who has about 11 million followers on TikTok, recently celebrated the 1-year anniversary of her Days of Womanhood series, in which she documents the everyday highs and lows of transitioning, okay? That's why Bud Light sent her that special can of beer. Now let's get to the crazy reactions, starting with, I think, the most unhinged. Let's watch.
Grandpa's feeling a little frisky.
Rock, that's great.
Let me say something to all you and be as clear and concise as
Clear and
possible.
concise, all right? Oh, it was sweet. That's pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, as a gun person, I like the
Bud Light and Anheuser-Busch. Have a terrific day.
What the fuck? Yeah, that's great. This dude, he bought Bud Light. He bought Bud Light. He just shoots it. I believe that's an MP5. It just lights it up. I think he had tracer rounds in that. I wish they didn't censor it on TYT. I don't know why they bother censoring that. That's kind of foolish. Well, whatever. Oh, let me predict what they're gonna say. They're gonna say, "Ooh, mean, bad, scary guns, being transphobic, and just some negative thoughts about guns is definitely gonna be coming out immediately."
Who paid for that beer, Kid Rock? Did you pay for that beer?
Okay,
You bought the beer just to shoot the beer?
That's a fair point. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, by the way, Dylan Mulvaney's 26 years old. Like, why are they so up in arms about this? Who cares?
That's the one thing I'll give Kasparian. She's right. It's an adult. None of our business. I don't give a shit.
I mean, look, I argued before guns don't do, they don't do anything. They haven't saved lives. But look at that, just.
Wait a minute. Guns haven't saved lives. That is a bold statement. Elijah Dickens would like to have a conversation with you. A lot of homeowners would like to have a conversation with you. Guns have saved lives. Now, you might be opposed to guns, but don't let your emotions get in the way of facts. Guns do save lives. You'll have evil human beings do some heinous things, but as we recently saw in Canada, where guns are far more difficult to get, they'll use a knife if that's what they have to do. Father was killed in a knife attack. You get rid of guns, it doesn't get rid of crime.
He bravely saved us from the transgenders. The performativeness is, it's like whenever Republicans have a problem, they just shoot it. Just shoot it. You know what I mean? You don't like climate change? Shoot it. And it.
So this is the one thing I don't like about both. I don't like either side of the left or right with this. They just like mock each other and just shoot it, and then like right will be it's all woke. It's just perform like both, like she's saying performative. That's exactly what she's doing. The same thing she's criticizing the right of. That's exactly what she's doing. So like keep that same energy.
It seems funny to me, but then you just. Obviously, this is an automatic weapon. I don't know which one. I'm gonna get added if I say the wrong one, right? Because you don't even know. I don't care. But it looks scary and it kind of looks like a mass shooter weapon. So I might say an AR-15. The point is it's a.
Oh my. Okay, it looks scary. I mean, I'm not really surprised by her take just looking at her, but come on. AR-15. It's the same person that probably doesn't realize there's different platforms. I'm not gonna even go there with the gun talk. I'm not gonna bore you with it, but scary, fully automatic. I mean, when it kind of comes down to it, we give it a Second Amendment for a reason. The right to bear arms. I don't think there should be much infringement on that. Just because you make it illegal doesn't mean the criminals will be like, oh yeah, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm not going to use that gun anymore because it's illegal. Criminals don't care about laws. People with evil intentions do not care about laws.
Stand-in for her. It's a stand-in for Dylan Mulvaney.
Yeah.
I know he's trying to go after Bud Light, but you know what that is? In this in this moment of massive anti-trans laws and anti-gender affirming care laws passed throughout this country, that's just violence against trans people.
Oh, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Stop. Is there hateful people? Absolutely. Both sides have really big bigots. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat that. Both right and left have bigots on either side, and they try to masquerade it as some oh, we're just righteous, right? We're just righteous. But when it kind of comes down to it, no. There's only one law that was discussed. And I'll have to pull up the article, I apologize, but nobody's taken trans rights away. They want to prevent children from transitioning or getting on hormones or other things of that ilk. For a community that has an 80% suicidal thought rate and over 40% try to commit the act, yeah, we should keep children away from that.
Like, this is the whole thing with like, oh, you went woke. No. Bud Light wants to sell more Bud Light. And I'm sorry if your commercials from the 90s.
You're not going to sell more Bud Light to like a 7% percentage of the population.
Thank you.
Yeah,
that's not their main consumers. Trans people aren't their main consumers. It's the 18 to 49-year-old men. They're not trying to sell more Bud Light. The reason why Bud Light sales have been kind of dipping, not just because of management, but it's gone up a little bit in price, and it's not a great tasting beer. It's a cheaper beer, and it should be it is piss water, so it should be cheap. But I mean, They haven't really upped their game.
Commercials with like two blonde twins being like, oh yeah, tap the Rockies. I don't know if that was Coors, I don't care, but all of your commercials, they ain't hitting. So you gotta go to the TikTok stars, you gotta pay them some money, and they're gonna get out to the 10 million, 11 million followers that she has.
No, 100%, 100%. How do they not understand this? Like, by the way, for everyone, doesn't matter what your political leanings are, okay? Stop getting upset or giving credit to corporations that only do things to maximize profits or to market themselves to, in this case, 11 million people who follow this popular TikToker.
I mean, that's the only, I'll give some credit there. Yeah, I mean, companies don't care. And that's the biggest problem I've had with a lot of these issues, whether it be like military night, pride night. I mean, these organizations or these companies that like, oh, well, we're going to like do this certain month. We're going to celebrate or put a portion of our revenue towards a certain cause. They don't really care. They're just using a cause to profit off of it. Do they genuinely care? Most of the time, no.
That's all this is about, okay? Bud Light is not taking a strong stance like, woo, so risky, so courageous. No, Bud Light is looking out for their profits. They're looking for different ways to market. And honestly, when you think about the demo for Bud Light, which is, I think, young people drink Bud Light because Bud Light is awful. Like it tastes like garbage.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 19 to 49-year-old men. No. So
it's a step up from urine.
Yeah.
I mean,
a little,
men.
maybe. I don't know. We might want to do a taste test. Let's do some focus groups to see if that's the case. But no, I mean,
don't put that on the internet, Anna. we don't put that out there.
But my point is, this is beer pong beer, right? This is what college students are drinking. So it's actually a really smart marketing move from Bud Light, especially, I don't know for sure, but I would venture to say that Dylan Mulvaney's audience is young. And so it's smart to market this way. That's all this is. But yeah.
No, because it's not really it's not their core fan base, right? You can try to expand. There's nothing wrong with expanding your fan base. But when you start aligning yourself with certain ideologies, you are going to aggravate probably their main consumer base. And there's a good chance, just like we've seen with Gillette and other companies that do these campaigns, they'll see a massive decrease in sales. It does affect them. It does hit their wallet. So they're not going to be increasing fans off this stunt. Now, do I personally care if Bud Light endorses Dylan Mulvaney? No, I don't. I think why there's such, I'd probably say, a public outcry considering this thing is, first off, a lot of people do not believe Dylan Mulvaney is a woman. Quite a bit of a large population in the United States. Secondly, let's just call it what it is. Dylan Mulvaney is a representation of the LGBT plus movement, and some people are just sick and tired of it. While they mentioned transphobia earlier in this video, they also don't want to acknowledge that some people are just sick and tired of being called bigots if they just want to be left alone. They're not saying hateful things about transgender people. They're not saying that they shouldn't have rights. They just, hey, I don't believe in that. Like we've seen in a lot of cases with the Christians coming out in these pride nights saying, hey, this is my faith. And then you have these same individuals mocking them. People are just tired of having this dogmatic bullshit shoved down their throats.
Yeah, you're right.
They're trying to stick it to White Claw. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, we didn't angle. Get Dylan Mulvaney. Put her face on a can. That's it's perfect. It's easy.
And it's a special can that they sent specifically to her, right? So if you're a Bud Light connoisseur and you're also a transphobe, don't worry, you're not gonna have to drink out of a
There we go with the shaming language. Transphobe, phobe, bigot, all this stuff. The problem is, keep forcing things on people, they learn to resent you. That's what I've tried to say on this channel. Like if I pushed, for example, I don't know, let's say I pushed Christianity on you, and I just kept doing it over and over again. You know what people hate? Jehovah's Witnesses. Why do they hate Jehovah's Witnesses? Is it because of their faith necessarily? No, they're just fucking annoying. Like, I don't want to have you constantly hit up my door every single fucking day. Like, leave me the fuck alone. It's kind of the same thing here, and it's just, it is kind of wildly disingenuous. They do not understand.
Can of beer that has her face on it. We do have some more unhinged reactions. I'm just gonna go to some of the tweets. I agree with half of the comment here, although I don't know if we could even say the first word, so I'm just gonna say it's a synonym for pee that was tweeted here. Pea water masquerading as beer hires man masquerading as woman. I don't agree with the second half of that, but Bud Light does taste like pee. So anyway, but no, I mean, like, who cares?
This is kind of, she showed the Ben Shapiro tweet. Like, it's probably just gonna be random conservative tweets and stuff like that. I'm not really concerned about this. I'm more want to talk about the conversation. I mean, let me bring up Ben Shapiro's tweet. That's how most people feel. It's a man masquerading as a woman. So I feel like that's why there's going to be such a volatile reaction. Now, am I going to go on Twitter and tweet about Dylan Mulvaney being on Bud Light? No, because I don't fucking care at the end of the day. I don't care what Bud Light sponsors or gets as an ambassador. That's their own business sense, but it's also within my right. If I don't like the product, I don't have to buy it. But at the same time, I mean, really, am I going to lose sleep over this? No. I don't even like Bud Light. I don't care. If they want to go lose a majority of their consumers, go ahead. Because the same people that, they're trying to grow the consumer base, the same people that the TYT people are trying to say, they're going to try to grow and get more fans. They're going to lose far more consumers than they gain. I mean, that's just kind of how I look at it. But knowing how short of an attention span that this country has, nobody's going to remember this shit in 2 weeks. I think the boycotts will usually work with right-wing people because they stick to what they stand on, generally. But, I just think this whole situation's admittedly kind of hilarious and extremely fucking goofy. Let me know what your thoughts are down below. Do you hate Bud Light now? Do you love Bud Light now? Are you a big old transphobe or are you a big old LGBT plus ally? Let me know down below in the comment section. I'm Captain Paul. We bring a lot of cold truths and hot takes, and I'll see you in the next one. This is pretty fucking stupid.